Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, ducks, platypus, cats, dogs, sharks, octopus, porcupines, snakes, everything in between. I'd like to welcome you to the Big Back Lounge. I am your host, the head Big Back in charge, Neat. You can follow me on all social media outlets under the name The Price of Wings. Our guest for today, I've been knowing him since a website long, long ago. It's a long time ago. It's kind of making a comeback, but it is still here. It's called Tumblr. Shout out to Athena. She was on here as well. But my guy moved all the way from Raleigh, North Carolina to Memphis. Well, not Memphis, where
Yeah.
Mississippi. I don't know where he at, honestly. I be
A
forgetting. I be
little bit of
forgetting.
both. A
But a
little
little bit of
mix of
both though.
everything.
So
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
welcome to the lounge, Greg. Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I can't complain. It's beautiful day outside, so I'm chilling.
All right. So you got the two little ladies now. So how does that work? 'Cause, it was one for a while. Now number two came along, even the
Yeah.
playing field.
Yeah, it's different. They get along for the most part, but they're also siblings, so they're already kind of doing that rivalry thing. Reagan's a little bit more mobile now, so she's up and down and into everything. Um, and now Riley Joy has gone from being the baby to being the big sister, so now she feels like she has authority. It's an interesting dynamic, but we make it work, and like I said, when it's a nice day outside and they can go outside and run around, it's a perfect day. It's only bad when it's raining out. When it's raining outside and they can't get outside, that's when it gets a little
Oh,
ugly. So,
it's
so
ugly,
no, it's
right?
all good. Yeah.
All right. So on the writing side of you, so what's going on with the writing? More projects coming out?
So writing's been a little different since we shut down, well not shut it down, but stopped taking writers. Publishing side, I've really been focusing more on editing and everything, but writing side has been coming along. I'm still writing in that same uh universe that I was working on a little bit before, kind of trying to get that project still up and going. But yeah, we still putting out stuff, still stuff coming. I'm thinking probably more towards the summertime we'll start seeing more months. But no, it's been cool. I'm looking forward to sharing more stuff. When you don't have to uh spend more time with editing and doing everything else, and you can really hone in on your writing. It's just it gives you more time and more freedom to really work on that part. And for a lot of years, I didn't have that luxury, so I'm enjoying just being able to write at my leisure now. But no, it's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool. But look forward to the next project. Like, yeah,
yeah,
because you had some stuff in there. I'm like, yeah, okay.
yeah.
I
I
gotta
mean,
think for a little bit.
I always like to put something out there that I feel like you're going to enjoy. I mean, that's the whole purpose of right. You want to have your audience connect to what you're putting out there, but you also want to give them something that they can take with them. You don't want to.
Mhm.
I mean, not you don't. Sometimes you'll go to like a movie, for example, and that movie is exactly what it was. It's it was a big fight scene, or it was things blowing up, whatever. And nothing wrong with those types of movies and those types of shows that can just be about the action. But I think you also have something where they can really give you something you can discuss a little later, whether that's through dialogue or just the characters or even um, just things from a different perspective. I think that's what makes good writing. So I always try to
Mhm.
put that in my stories if I can. Definitely don't want to do anything, too crazy. But yeah, I like to have people come up to me and be like, I enjoyed that story. You made me consider something I had never thought about. I enjoy that type of reaction. So yeah, that's what my main objective is usually.
Not a bad objective, if you ask me. Not a bad objective.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now let's get to the food.
Okay.
Again, you moved from Raleigh, North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
to the Memphis, Mississippi area. We're gonna call it that, Memphis area.
Right.
What was the food culture shock for you when you came down here?
Oh man, so it's funny you asked that. We had some folks over yesterday, and we were just talking about that. So when I first moved out here, I mean, you can already tell I'm a big guy, but when I moved out here, I gained like 60, 70 pounds, like that first year I was here.
Damn.
Um, because I just, yeah, like eating back home is, there are places, you know what I'm saying? When I go back home, I know there's like 4 or 5 places I'm gonna hit. And those are, those are my main places. But there's no like, I wouldn't say there's a cuisine there. Uh, I just tell people, there's places to eat, but I wouldn't say you can go and just get a lot of the same thing. So when you come out here and there's 15 different barbecue places, and then 15 different fish places, and then 15 different pizza spots you can hit. Like it's just so much food here, and the way they do food is just completely different. So the one thing I think is still a shock to me, even though I've been here almost 10 years now, is probably the Jack Turtle sandwich. Um, Seeing how just fanatic some people are about that particular sandwich. And I mean, when I describe it to people, it's just like I mean, I've had one and it's like it's cool, but I don't see what makes that so universally loved, I guess. But I mean, to me, that's just one of those things that really shocks me about it. But yeah, just how many different types of food you can get here, how many people are doing the food right here. Um, yeah, man, that's way different than back home. There's no comparison to the food here.
Okay, so the Jet Burger sandwich. You talking about the what is the? Is it the
It's
steak
like
sandwich?
yeah, it's like steak and gravy and cheese
Oh, I
and
think it's the country
pickles or
fried steak.
something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the country fried
like
steak.
like my wife, Joy, of course. Joy's dad used to tell me how he would like eat those all the time, and like he was just like you could not get him off those. And I just recently joined. This is gonna sound random. This Memphis Sandwich Club, and they are the same way about that sandwich. Like when they make those posts, you can't say anything negative. There's no type of negativity involved with those. Like people are just really obsessed with those sandwiches. And yeah, that's just not something we just don't have that back home. Uh, but no, I mean it's definitely a different type of food culture here. Rotel was
Okay.
another one I wasn't prepared for. That was another one. I didn't realize Rotel was everywhere because
What's
back
that
home, and I know
serious?
there's another crazy story. My mom had literally just discovered it right before I moved up here. So she had done it like
Crazy.
maybe twice at a couple parties, and they were killing it, and like we could not get enough of it. Then I moved out here, and it's like a whole it's a whole scene. It's like a staple, and that's another thing I was not prepared for because like what my mom did is nothing compared to how they do it out here. I mean, it's not even it's night and day when I tell you. But yeah, I wasn't prepared for the rotel.
Yeah, the Rotel thing is crazy because at college they was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
who can make the best Rotel?" And then in person makes the Rotel for every party that you do. It's the
So that's
craziest
yeah, that's
thing.
crazy.
Like,
That's
I
wild, man.
true story. Like we had,
Okay.
it's four of us in this the campus apartment.
Hmm.
Two of them had girlfriends at the time, so they be chilling in the front room. We literally had a Rotel cook off in the front room.
What?
Yes, one
No, I ain't never
one
heard of that
one girl cooked, the
one.
other one cooked. I was like, first of all, where we get this other crock pot from? Because we get no other crock pot. We just got one. I'm like, man, we're gonna have a whole Rotel cook off. All right, great.
Right.
I went back to the room. I come back up like, oh, it's ready. I'm like, okay, cool. And the dude who was living in the room, the third room, his girlfriend had the best one. So for every time she came over, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make some dip." I bet
See, man,
every
I was
time.
never prepared for that. Never prepared for that because that's how it is. Anytime there's a party, like we have a little party at work or have just a anything around the way. That's always like the first duty. Like, okay, who's on Rotel, and then you figure out everything else from there. Like, it's crazy how much of a culture it is here. I was not even
Yeah,
prepared for that a little bit.
everybody can't make it. It's
No.
simple as it
Yeah,
seems.
I suck at it. Mine is terrible. Like mine is not good. But I'm not, like I said, it's not a native thing from where I'm from. So I just do the best I can for me. And
Right.
but nah, mine is always left over at the end of the night. it's never gone. So,
All
but
right.
nah, it's cool.
All right. That's crazy. All right. So now, since you're a writer as well, what type of
Hmm.
food what food will inspire you to write something?
So and the stories I'm working on now, it's all based in like this alternate Mississippi. So a lot of the places are inspired all the places that either I've eaten out here or just places I grew up on. So there's a place that's inspired by Waffle House because I grew up on Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
I've passed that on to Raleigh Joy's favorite place is by far is Waffle House. She would go to Waffle House every day if she could. So that is an inspiration. A big thing within the universe is fish. So there's like this really spot that everyone goes to. And fish is not something that I really grew up on like that. That's another thing that was kind of a bigger shock when I got out here is how you can just get hot fried fish like whenever you want. Because back home, I mean, there are definitely places that serve it, but it's nothing like what you get here.
Mm-hmm.
So that inspired something. Um, Definitely fast food places because that's what I grew up on as well. So yeah, any place that I have a memory of. There's a place back home that if you follow me on Instagram, I talk about every time I go back home called Snoopy's. It's a
Yeah.
simple hot dog, and chili spot. Nothing fancy about it at all. Like you literally eat outside, but it's the best food. You just
Right.
order your food, you wait out in the car, and yeah, you just knock it out real quick. And the time where we were going, as soon as we got off the plane, they took the onion rings off the menu, and Joy's favorite thing is the onion rings there. So she's not as excited to go anymore. But yeah, that's definitely a place that kind of inspires some things. So yeah, just places that mean something to me, or if they have a inspired menu, or I know the story behind what they started and why they started it. That's another thing that's the inspiration as well. But yeah, I mean that's normally what it is.
Okay, cool. Nice blend of now and old, a little bit of Memphis, a
Yeah,
little Mississippi. Yeah,
right,
your
right.
whole universe and just put it all in one book. Good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now we're gonna play a game of overrated, underrated.
Okay,
So I'm gonna give you a food. You gonna tell me if it's overrated or underrated.
okay.
All right, overrated, underrated. Lamb chops.
Uh, Overrated. I mean, they're all right. I mean, I wasn't super impressed when I first had them, but I mean, they're okay.
Okay, so yeah, so is it because they're small portions or because you
I
don't
mean,
know how long it takes?
I mean, it could, and again, it could be, I just didn't have them prepared correctly, but the person who was telling me about them because I had never had them just wouldn't stop going on and on about how good they were going to be. So that might have added to it as well.
Yeah.
And then yeah, when I had them, they were just okay. I mean, but yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about them. They were just all right.
Okay. Overrated, underrated. Stuffed turkey legs.
Hmm. I don't know if you can really say those are underrated because those really do smack. I mean, I've never had a bad one, so I'm gonna say underrated. I've never had one that wasn't good.
Okay, okay. Last but not least, this is one I
Okay.
found out about last year. It is
Okay.
deep fried honey buns. Overrated, underrated.
I ain't never even heard of it. Deep
Exactly.
fried honey buns? Where you get that at?
I got it at Carnival.
A carnival here or somewhere else?
It's one of the little carnivals that just pop up here, and
Nah,
they had deep fried Oreos, deep fried Twinkies, and deep fried honey buns.
so I've had deep fried Oreos before. Those are okay. I have not done a Twinkie because I don't like Twinkies like that. But I have never heard of a deep fried honey bun. I don't see how that could be bad. I don't
Nah,
see
the
how that
one
could
I had,
be underrated at all. I mean,
the
overrated
one I
at
had
all.
was pretty, the one I had was pretty damn good. I just had the
Okay.
total deep fried, and then I had a scoop of ice cream with it. Killed
See, that's what I'm saying. That's my type of dessert there. I don't see how
it.
that could be overrated at all. I need to find the little spot that's gonna do something like that. I ain't never heard of that.
I
You putting
probably
me
could
on
find me,
something.
yeah, find one spot that probably make it. It won't be long, but I'll probably find it. I think they're still doing, but I'll find it and I'm sending it your way.
Yeah, please do. I appreciate that.
Now, you do a mixtape every now and then called "Song for the Smokers" or something around that
Hmm.
area.
Yeah, songs for people who smoke in the shower. Yeah.
Song for people that smoke. I keep forgetting about that.
It's
Song for
all
people
good.
that smoke. All
Yeah.
right, so if we're talking, since we're talking about food, what are your choices of smoker snacks?
Oh man. I don't know. If we got no time for that. Okay, so uh, for me, I mean, it's all about the end of the night. Kind of pizza, chips, dessert. The normal stuff. Um, but if I had to pick my two favorites, it's gonna always be a good burger. Like a burger from just about anywhere at 3 o'clock is gonna slap. I mean, I'm just saying. So if it's the end and all, you already know it's gonna be good. Even if it ain't good, it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Um, and Chinese food. Chinese food. I don't get it a lot out here. But when I do get it, it always hits at the end of the night too. So that's my main thing. If it's a early morning, nothing's gonna hit like Joy's pancakes. That breakfast time, nothing compares to that. It's something that we just started, croissant French toast. I heard of it, but never did it at the crib. We done that a couple times. That's always been good. So yeah, it just depends on the time of day, but nothing's gonna top a burger for me. That's my personal favorite always.
is it a croissant bread or is it the actual croissant that's in the croissant French toast?
So what I've been doing is we get just the croissants out, the bakery from Kroger or Aldi, wherever. We split it open. You get a little French toast batter. You dip it in there for maybe 2 seconds because this croissant is gonna fall apart if you have it in there for too long. And then yeah, you just cook it up like French toast, and bro,
Hmm.
it slaps every time. You don't need any butter. You really don't even need syrup because it's already like
It's already
kind of the
sweet.
perfect consistency. It's already sweet. It's already got butter in it. But if you add a little bit extra, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt you. That's what I did for Mother's Day this year. But yeah, I mean, that's the perfect little breakfast, yeah, early morning kind of thing. Um, yeah, those are my favorites there.
Hmm. Croissant French toast. I never thought of
Yes,
that. You,
sir.
I've
Yeah,
done
man.
brioche, but that was the only one I've done when I made it myself. I didn't never thought of croissant like that. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've done brioche. I was on potato bread for the longest. But croissant definitely seems to be my favorite way. And they even make croissant bread now. I haven't tried that.
yeah, I
But
had
yeah,
that.
just if you split it down the middle and just dip it in there, it'll fry up. And they fry up super fast because I mean, you can't cook it for too long. It's a
Okay.
delicate little, yeah. So nah, and you can eat 4 of them before you you realize you ate them because they're so light. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they all like. They all like. I'll give
Yeah,
you that. Yeah, you probably like
next time you
six
make
of them by the
next time
time.
you right. I mean you can knock them out no time. So yeah, next time you at the Kroger, man, get you some croissants and make you some French toast, bro.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's a good one. Now, I know you already mentioned something of what I'm about to ask you on this one. I was going to
Okay.
ask you, has there been a restaurant that's been hyped up and then you tried it and you was like, man, you already answered somewhat with the sandwich from Jack Purgles.
Yeah. I mean it was all right.
So, but what about a
Like
restaurant? Let's go
a
restaurant wise.
restaurant that just
Go over
doesn't
your
live
all
up
hype.
to the hype. Um, man, I'm really trying to think of a place. Out here, I haven't had too many bad experiences. Everything's been pretty good because Joy take is not gonna take me to a place that ain't no good. So every
Right,
place out here
right.
has
She
been
not.
pretty good. Um, Along those same lines, though. So, when I first moved out here, there were no Bojangles here. There were no cookouts here.
Mm-hmm.
And those were things that we only had back home. So when I first had those here, I didn't enjoy them. They've come along, they've had a chance to kind of get going, I guess. But yeah, I was just really excited to try those because it had been years since I had had them on any type of regular basis. And the Bojangles where I grew up is like an institution back home. Like there are just there's some restaurants that are just sometimes good, sometimes bad. This place always is, on top of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when they first opened up out here, I was not impressed at all. I definitely let Joy know it. She got super annoyed by it. Um, but yeah, I mean, most of the time the place is fine. They may have a dish or something I don't like. But I've never just had I don't think I've had a bad experience out here.
What about outside?
Just
Any place to visit it?
uh Now outside of here, um, so I caught a lot of I ain't gonna say hell. I don't post a lot on social, but I had posted this one particular comment that Charlotte did not have any good food there because I've never had anything good in Charlotte. Like
Mm.
anytime I've gone, and this is not a knock against the Charlotte food scene. This is not me trying to attack them. I just because I had explained this once. I've just never had anything good there, and I know I've been there, a dozen times at this point. Even their regular fast food just doesn't seem to do it. Like even just going to McDonald's in Charlotte doesn't seem like it's the same level as a regular McDonald's anywhere, and McDonald's is nothing to write home about. But yeah, I mean, it's just everything I've had there has just not been great. And I've gone to, restaurants, we've gone to, like I said, fast food places, breakfast places, lunch spots, hidden gems, so called, just every type of thing, and it never works out. So yeah, if I had to come up with an overrated place, I would say Charlotte, but I don't have a specific restaurant I guess is overrated.
Okay, so Charlotte's an overrated food city.
Yeah, I don't think it's really anything there
Yeah,
worth
it's not a food
right
city.
home
It's
about.
just overrated. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's crazy. I didn't. I was not gonna segue into a whole city though.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do that, but I mean,
Now you did it.
yeah,
I
if I
just
had
was
to,
like, oh, he went there and took that shot there.
I
But
mean,
I'm planning on visiting. I plan on visiting Charlotte
there,
one day. I just
I'm
be
sure they have,
tired and I'll be like, so what?
I'm sure they have something good there. I just haven't found it. It's just not, it just
Right.
hasn't
Okay.
been just hasn't been lucky for me, I guess. But yeah,
I'll take it as that. But
yeah,
anywho, Greg, it's been a blast having you here in the Big Back Lounge. I appreciate you. You're a good guy. Uh,
appreciate that, man.
kind of
They have fun being here.
it's kind of crazy that you got two kids now. It's like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
to
I was like,
remind
motherfucker,
myself of
what?
that.
What are you doing?
Yeah, had to remind myself of that every so often. That I actually do have
Yeah.
two kids. and a dog who are like running around my house. Yeah, it's different.
It's different. Whole family. Shout
Yeah,
out to Michael Joy as well. Shout out to the wife.
definitely
Again,
will.
thank you for
Definitely will.
joining me here in the Big Back Lounge. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching on the tubes. And you know, like I always say, your big back ass is always welcome here, in the Big Back Lounge. Peace.
Peace.